Yo, 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 what it do? What it do? Today we are live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about some safety stuff. So we're going to watch it together from the Glacier Clinic. And let's get to it. Before we start, make sure to drop a like on our last video that we just posted today. A great catch technique drill that we posted. Great video. Make sure to drop a like on that. Share with everybody. On TikTok, posted it on IG, and we'll be posting it on YouTube in a little bit. All right, without further ado, let's get this thing going. You know I got to put that green screen on, so I'll be right back. Let's get it. Let me know if it's too loud.
Yeah, appreciate that. And good morning, fellas. If you're just joining in on this last session right here, okay, we'll be talking about middle of the safety play or middle of field safety play. Okay, so with this, like I know usually, like for a lot of guys, you know, especially depending on, you know, what level that you're coaching at, you may have thought previously there's not a lot of coaching points for a middle of field safety, right?
Absolutely.
Like, get in the middle.
That's
right?
true.
On the post.
Yep.
You know, but
Deep
there's
is
a
deepest.
lot of coaching points that can go along with that. Especially if this is a guy that can, you know, handle a lot on his plate, which for us is really a non-negotiable, you know. But there's a lot of coaching points that goes along with this technique. Okay, so the main coaching points when we talk about middle of field safety, okay, the coaching points that go along with that.
All right, if you know any safety, get them in this live because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of good stuff for safeties. I know we don't really. There's not really a lot of coaching points, like Coach said, when it comes to middle of the field safety. When you play cover 1, cover 3, right? Deep middle type zone coverages. There's not a lot of coaching points, so I think this is going to be a good one for all you free safeties, strong safety, free safety, whoever plays the middle of the field for your scheme. This is going to be a good one.
That I got.
So make sure you tag your cousins, your teammates, your safeties. Tell them to get in this live.
Have to know. Okay, first thing is first is to be middle of field safety for us. Like you have to be able to play red line to red line.
So when he say red line to red line, I know some fields, not a lot of fields have it, but some fields have that line where it's like it's pretty much let's just say it's pretty much numbers to numbers, right? If you don't have the red line to red lines, numbers to numbers, right? Able to read the quarterback and a break and make a play from the red line to the red line, numbers to numbers.
Now in the press man session, I talked about what the red line is and where that is. Okay, so I'll show that again here on this tape. But you know, the middle field safety has to be able to play red line to red line. Okay, and all that is at the end of the day, he's got to have range. Mm-hmm. He's got to be able to have range. Okay, out the middle.
Absolutely.
Okay? The next bullet point: no seams, no posts. Okay, so now we're talking about from a schematic.
Take away the seams, take away the posts.
Route concept standpoint, there should be no seams being thrown, no posts being thrown.
Absolutely.
With a middle field safety, right? With the middle being closed. Okay, when you're back, you're back. Okay, that one is as self-explanatory as it gets. Okay, when you're back, you're back. I've seen time and time again where teams will get in a 12 personnel, okay, and they'll get into a play action max formation. They'll 7-man protection, and there's a deep over from one side and a deep post from the other. And the middle field safety will jump the over.
Yep.
And then the big post is wide open.
Absolutely, guys. If you're playing deep middle of the field, pedal, get depth, keep everything in front of you, right? Don't fall for the little things in front of you, right? A lot of teams, when they know that your safety is aggressive and is quick to jump anything that comes to the middle, they try to get you with that dig in front of you and run that post behind you, right? We could give up the dig. We don't want to give up the post, especially if you have middle field responsibility, right? Pedal, see it, get enough depth to see everything and read the QB. Don't just sit there, take 3 walk steps or 3 pedals and stop because you see a dig and try to jump the dig. Your job is not to rob anything, right? You're not robbing. Your responsibility is not robbing. Your responsibility is deep middle. So get deepest of the deepest. When you're back, like Coach said.
I don't know if I'm the only one or if you guys have seen that as well. All right, so when we say when you're back, it's about as self-explanatory as it gets.
Yep.
Okay? Get on course.
Let me know if the sound is good. Do you suggest a play in line with QB or closer to the wider side of the field if it's in trips? It's different for every team, K21. But I suggest, where the more receivers at, you kind of want to, not necessarily, some people tell you to cheat there, you could, but you want to get to a point where you can play that route, play those routes, right? So you don't have to necessarily just go and line up pre-snap. You could disguise it and work your way over there, right? But those are the sides where there's more receivers, more threats, right? But you got to remember, if you got deep middle, it still got deep middle. But since that's the more receiver side, that's your main focus a little bit, and your QB shoulders. The QB shoulder is going to point to where he's going. So if he's looking to the 3 receiver sides, you're trying to weave over there. If he points back, to the single receiver side, then you got to weave over there and look at either weave or get ready to break over there.
When we talk about eyes before feet, we're saying, hey, it's quick game or ball is thrown underneath. Okay, when we say get on course, we're talking about taking the sharpest angle possible, all right, to get downhill, all right, in order to be a factor on a play thrown underneath.
Let me know if the sound is good, if I need to raise it up.
Okay, and then last but certainly not least, when we talk about eraser tackle, that's the other coaching point for this guy is an eraser tackle. He's got to be our eraser, meaning if there's an
it's
issue
good. All right, appreciate you.
The ball breaks through the second level, third level of the defense. Okay, you don't have to down off because you're in the middle of the field. You got to show up and you got to be an eraser. Meaning you got to correct the mistake by your teammates.
Yep.
Someone misses a tackle, someone gets out of a gap, whatever it might be. You got to go and erase it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll show you some guys clips on that as well. Okay, so you saw this acronym earlier. All right, the SACRAT acronym. What we talked about, the acronym of SACRAT, right? With any technique that we use, okay? So even the middle field safety has to understand what is my stance and alignment, okay? What am I king? What is my responsibility and what is my technique?
Those are very key points. All DBs, press, corners, safeties, all DBs. These 5 points are very important. Stance. Good stance. It sets you up to be successful. Your alignment. You lining up correctly so you can make a play. Be in position to read your keys and make a play, right? Responsibility. Know what you're supposed to do in the coverage. Know what you're supposed to do in the scheme, right? In the play, right? In the technique. What is the technique you're supposed to use for this particular coverage, for this particular play, and what are you gonna do to be in position to make a play, right?
Okay. So, right here, it's talking about stance and alignment, right? First things first, I want to be in a staggered stance. Okay, we teach inside foot up. Inside foot up. Okay. The next one, you see it says cobra demeanor. What is cobra demeanor? Everyone
ready to attack.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen a picture of a snake, a cobra, or a rattlesnake. When those things are about to strike, what do those guys look like? They're coiled, right? They're coiled. They're ready to strike. They're ready to make sudden movements.
Yeah.
When we say cobra demeanor, we're talking about knees bent, being ready, right? I'm not straight-legged. I'm not standing straight up because then I'm not in a cobra demeanor. I'm not ready to have sudden movements. Okay, so that's what it means when we say cobra demeanor. Our guys automatically know what it means. Okay. So we want those guys to have good knee bend, all right, and be coiled as middle field players. Don't be back there too relaxed and straight-legged. That's like a pet peeve of mine, all right? As far as alignment, okay, middle of the field, all right, MOF really stands for middle of formation. Middle of formation, okay? So if everything is normal and it's just a 2x2 formation and both number ones are wide, I can truly be in the middle of the field. Okay. Now, say it's a what we call speed trips. So it's an upside tight end, and it's three receivers on the other side.
Cheat over to
I'm not going to truly be in the middle of the field anymore.
Yep.
Does that make sense to everybody? So now I want to lean to where? I want to lean to the passing strand or the three receiver side. Does that make sense? Okay.
Is there any difference in playing deep mid and cover one? It's it's the same. It's pretty much the same. Cover one is your everybody is man. Cover three, obviously, you got the middle of the field, but it's pretty much the same. Cover three, your main responsibility is deep middle, is the middle of the field, right? Everybody got a third, right? So now that's your main responsibility. Then you, what's it called? If nothing's in the middle, then you look for work, right? And cover one, you're deep middle. Everybody else is a man, but you reading the QB and you got a little bit more range, right? Obviously, you want to make sure you take away the middle, but you also got to make sure that you're reading the QB and more freedom to break out more, right? Because it's not necessarily zone coverage. Only you are particularly playing a zone. Everybody else is a man.
So I want to be truly in the middle of formation. Now, all this is not the coaching point if you're gonna hold
hold on.
shell.
Mr. Shoot. Hey, coach. Dang, I missed that comment on YouTube. Hold on. Let me see if I can see that, man. There we go. Now it's popping up. All right, let me see. I missed the first one. Make sure I see that. I'm trying to see you read your comment real quick. Yeah, what's up? Question about weaving. All right, bet. I got it. Is there a way to not lose a step when weaving one direction into another? Like when the QB is looking both ways, you rest to weave where he's looking, but can't change direction without taking an extra step. I'm trying to picture what you mean. So let's say he's looking here and he moves his shoulders there, right? You're talking about if once he moves his shoulder, you're taking an extra step to go that way. Is that what you mean? Ideally, what it is just making sure that you got good, you're keeping your feet underneath you, and then you push a little bit more to move. You get what I'm saying? Try not to rest, my bad. Yeah, so yeah, you pick it up though. Like you want to make sure you're really weaving. You're not just chilling. And then when you take that step, it's like a harder step to move instead of taking multiple steps to move. Does that make sense? Hope I answered your question, Rated.
You know, you're trying to do some different disguises, but if you
posted. I posted a new vid on IG and TikTok. IG and TikTok. It's just a reel on a drill.
You're just showing what you're playing. Okay, this is how you're generally gonna align. Okay.
Supposed to work on a new video sometime this week. Sometime next week. I'm supposed to make 2 new videos. So.
Start doing showing some too high safety stuff. Then pre-snap, it should look like you're too high shell. Okay, and then you'll end up rolling post-snap. All right, or whatever that might look like for you guys. Okay. As far as key. Okay.
Key to QB.
It's easy to say, hey, keep the quarterback. Right, you're in the middle of the field safety. Keep the quarterback. Okay, but take it from that's one-on-one level. That's one-on-one football. Right, middle of the field safety. I'm doing the quarterback. Okay, but as guys, you guys coach high school, college, or whatever it might be. Okay, some additional awareness. Take it to level 201, 301, 401. Okay, what's the formation?
Yes.
In the middle of field safety, what's the formation? Okay, is this a shot formation that I've seen all week long? Did they take shots out of this formation? Is it a max protection formation where they can get 7-man pro and they can block us up and have a 2-man route? What's the formation based on that week of film study? What does that look like?
Very important, guys. When you obviously your first thing as a cover one, a deep middle safety, you're reading a QB because he's going to dictate where he's throwing. But to take it to another step, that coach is saying, Know the formation. You've been watching film all week. There's certain plays which you see that, oh, they took a shot, right? Or they certain plays where they're like, they're not. It's more quick game, right? Right. So you got to understand when you're studying film. Look at their formation, understand their formation. Look at where their key receivers is at, right? Who's their main guy? Where they try to go through the ball, and then obviously when you get to college and high school, college, and pros, they try to create mismatch. So obviously, if you got a linebacker guarding a slot receiver, a stiff linebacker that's guarding a slot receiver, that's a mismatch. So if he goes vertical, you know what I'm saying, read the QB, but keep that in mind that you most likely probably going to have to help out over there because the quarterback's probably going to attack him. Not saying just go over there and relieve your responsibility. Pedal, weave, read the QB, but keep that in mind. When I'm weaving left, boom, he go right. On momentum to the left foot, foot behind, other foot like in your ridge. So now I'm trying to go right, but I don't know if it's if it's our body, but you have to develop. Oh no, okay, I see what you're saying. So that means, so I would say pedal a little bit lower, and then you don't have to take bigger steps. You're probably taking too big of a steps in your weave, right? You want to take steps within your frame and moving, right? So if he's looking here and then he goes here, now most quarterbacks, especially high school, college, you could see some quarterbacks that go here, they can scan the field. But high school, they're looking one direction, and then boom, if they go here, they're throwing it that way, right? So you want to weave over there, see what they're looking at. That there's open. As soon as he sees shoulders turn the other way, he doesn't have time to go back to here, right? So now that's when you get ready to open up. Decel, yeah, you don't want to take a decel step in your weave. It should just be boom, right? So it should be right underneath your frame, quick, boom, 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 boom. As soon as you're ready to go, boom, out of there.
As the middle field safety, you have to know these things. You can't just be in the middle of the field and just thinking I can get away with just being getting in the back pedal and looking at the quarterback.
Yep.
Like this guy's he's got to be able to think, process information,
yep.
Formations.
Mm-hmm.
KYP. So KYP is an acronym, right? Stands for Know Your Personnel.
Know your personnel.
And when we say know your personnel, we're not talking about 11, 12, 21. Yes, he has to know that. But when we say know your personnel, who are those guys on the other side?
Absolutely.
For us, like, are we playing Justin Jefferson?
Boom, what's good, cousin? How are you?
Safety, I'm gonna be aware of where that guy is. I may have to lean over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, am I playing Jamar Chase? Okay, maybe I might have to lean over to that side again based on what? Formation. But understand what's the personnel.
Absolutely.
Devontae Adams over there. Okay, so understand, do I need to lean to a receiver? Or, the third bullet point, is there a bad matchup? Is there a bad matchup, right?
Say it again, cousin.
Do we have a situation where we have a linebacker on a receiver?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bad matchup. Is it a situation where, maybe our number one corner is on a lesser receiver? I may have to help the other guy. So this is additional awareness for that guy, which is level 201, 301, of understanding. I have to be prepared and have awareness of other things outside of just keying the quarterback. Okay. As far as responsibility is concerned, obviously we're closing the post.
Yeah, you don't want to take big steps. You want to keep it tight underneath you. Stay within your frame.
Right, but
there should be quick steps though. Step, replace, quick.
As the middle field safety, you're the halo over the defense, right? You're the last line of defense.
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
And then in terms of the run game, kind of spoke on it earlier, right? But the eraser, okay? Just because you're in the middle of the field doesn't give you the right to take the down off in the run game, okay? Doesn't give you the right to take the down off in the run game. You have to, at the end of the day, be able to show up, okay? So what does that progression look like, okay? So the first things first, it says scooch to pedal, okay? That could be a scooch. It could be read steps. Whatever that initial footwork is, like I'm not too picky on it, as long as it's something. It could be a slow pedal.
Just checking.
Like I said, for read step purposes, it could be a scooch. In the past, I've taught a cheat technique, which is nothing more than a shuffle. It's like a 45 shuffle. All that stuff does is it gives us a chance to read, run, pass. If it's pass, I can go ahead and get into my pedal. But if it's run, I can go ahead and show up and be a factor in the run game as well. Next part of the progression, obviously we talked about keying the quarterback and some additional awareness, right? Next things first, once I'm in the post, I'm truly in the post and I'm in my pedal, I want to weave off the quarterback's intentions, right?
Yes. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Weave off the quarterback's intentions. Okay, he's looking to my left, I can weave to the left. He's looking to my right, I can weave to my right, but I want to try to stay square as long as possible so I can be ready to exit either way. Okay, because especially once you get to this level, and especially in college as well, like quarterbacks are good enough to look you one way, and then go the opposite way.
Absolutely.
Or look you off to get you to open and then throw it to the backside. We'll see some examples here on this tape. Okay, so
this is the red line I was talking about. Obviously, the NFL, their numbers are a little bit closer, but college a lot, and high school, the numbers are on the red line, just about, pretty much. So this is the red line we were talking about earlier. You got to be able to play red line to red line, right? When I said you got to be able to play numbers to numbers, this is high NFL numbers. Numbers are close in the NFL, but this is where the numbers should be in high school and college. You got to be able to have range, right?
We're talking about red line to red line. Middle field safety has to be able to play red line to red line. Okay, the red line is 6 yards from the sideline. Okay, so everyone sees it right there.
Okay,
so everything in between these lines.
You might need to just push off a little bit more in each step. You might be taking little steps, but you're not pushing to get enough distance in each step, if that makes sense.
We expect the safety to be a factor on anything in between those lines.
Yeah.
If the ball is thrown out here, okay, the corner has to be able to stand up as well.
Yeah.
All right, he gets paid too. He's on scholarship too. All right, the corner has to be able to show up out here. Okay, but anything in between these lines,
absolutely.
All right, we need that safety to be a factor on all that stuff. Okay, so again, like as we get into the tape, all right, when we say red line to red line, we're talking about at the end of the day, we're talking about range in the middle of the field. All right, this technique is used by a deep middle safety. All right, that must react and break on the intentions of the quarterback. Okay, so take a look at some violators, fellas. All right, so this middle field safety, for one, I love the stance and alignment. Okay, he's at 15. He's called. This is what I would call cobra demeanor. Like this to me is cobra demeanor. He's bent. He's coiled. He looks like he can show up in the run, and it looks like he can get back in the middle of the field and do a good job. Okay, so watch this.
He opened up.
Quarterback. So this is Tyrod Taylor. So this is a little bit of a veteran quarterback. Obviously played a long time.
Look at him turn his shoulders.
The safety off. Okay, so what we can't do. All right, we talked about it. As a middle field safety, you have to weave off the quarterback's intentions.
Absolutely.
Okay, we don't want to just open.
What should I do if I'm trailing behind a wide receiver and he's in the inside? What should I do if I'm trailing behind a wide receiver if he's in the inside? Okay, so you mean if you get beat and you're playing true trail technique. If you're playing true trail technique, then you're just you got help over top, so you're just reacting to it. So your eyes should key that near hip and react to it. If you got beat inside, right, just work to get to your leverage, right? So if you were playing inside leverage, right, and you get beat inside, right, you want to don't try to slip the hip immediately, but stay ready just in case he breaks inside, right? But you obviously want to make sure you close the space. That's the main objective. Closing the space, getting back to your leverage or your near hip or the nearest hip, and getting ready to react to the receiver break. All right? If that's what you meant, what should I do if I'm trailing behind the wide receiver? But you don't want to, this is one thing you don't want to do if you're trailing, you do not want to get stacked. If you get stacked, and now you're giving the receiver two-way go, and now you're going to be falling for everything. So that's why I always say either get back to your leverage or get to a leverage, right? So now he has, if he breaks towards you, you're there. You breaks away, you can break to it. You know what I'm saying?
Open up. See how the safety opens up because the quarterback is looking to the right? Now when he looks to the left, again, he gets him to flip his hips. So now when all this is going on, at the end of the quarterback just manipulated him.
Wow, that's it.
Right? Got him to flip his hips, go open the wrong way, and now the corner's on the island because he doesn't have help over the top.
This is why we got to weave.
Okay? You never want to see the middle field safety back here.
Say it again.
Everybody with me on that.
Yep.
Okay? So, some good examples of how should it look. So right here, it's a 3-by-1 formation, obviously. So now what? I can lean to the 3 receiver side. Okay? That corner on the backside.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The X usually is a guy that has to stand up, right? He's got to stand up because we don't want to lean the post safety to a single receiver side, right? And leave a whole lot of field over here, all right, to the 3 receiver side. Okay. Now, especially if the guy on the backside is not a real dude. Okay. So right here, good scooch by the safety. All right, he gets into his pedal.
Good.
Okay. See how he starts to open up all the quarterback's intentions now. As the middle field safety, when I'm in my pedal, okay, we talked about weaving off the quarterback's intentions. When I see his feet are set and I see his hands separate, that hand comes off that hand comes off the ball.
Yep, long arm action.
I have to be able to take off now. I have to be able to take off now in order to truly play red line to red line. So this safety does a good job right here. Scooch, pedal. See how he's starting to weave off the quarterback. Now, once the quarterback sets his feet, that hand comes off the ball, I got to go.
Go get it.
I got to go.
Good
job.
job.
This is a hell of a job, right, by this safety. All right, getting great range and obviously being able to go and get a PBU right there. Okay.
I mean, so this. I'm doing that in cover 1 as a safety. My issue is taking that extra step, trying to go in the other direction. Seen when you went. Yeah. Okay. Yo, I got a main camp the 22nd. Any tips about out and be prepared? Okay, you going to my alma mater. So first thing first. They go. I don't know if they still test people at the camp, but if you go into one of those camps that testing, prepare yourself to get tested. You know, the 40, shuttle, all that stuff. Prepare yourself for that. Biggest thing I'll tell you is for you to stand out. First thing first, make sure you communicate prior to the coaches before going there. Communicate to the coaches, let them know that you'll be there. Send your film to them, right? So now they can get an eye. They have a face to when they see you. Like, oh, this is the kid that we watched. They like this film. Let's see how he moves at the camp. Now, when you're at the camp, right, don't be in the back. Don't be that guy taking the last rep, or be in the front. Get as much reps as you can. Pay attention to what coach is saying, right? Don't make coach repeat multiple times what you're supposed to do in this drill, what you're supposed to do in that, right? Lead by example, right? Take charge. When it gets to the one-on-ones, get as much reps as you can. Steal reps. Don't just wait for other people to go, right? If nobody's there, go get it, right? Get as much reps as you can. Be ready to compete, and go against the best guys. Go against the best guys that camp because they are looking for, obviously, the best players so they can recruit them. So you will see them when you're at the camp. You're going to see the coaches looking at certain receivers, certain DBs, right? And while you're there, take a peek at that. Look like, oh, he's looking at this receiver. Oh, this receiver is actually pretty good. When it gets to one-on-ones, right? When it gets to one-on-ones, now go ahead and lock him up. Go ahead, compete against him. Get as much reps against. So now they're looking at, oh, this receiver is actually good, but this DB is locking him up. Who's this DB? Right? That's going to help you stand out. I'm not right. Wait. So do I backpedal a bit too? So are we talk? I'm confused with what you mean by. Are we talking about your weaving, or are we talking about your backpedal? Because if you're weaving, I mean, you're weaving and backpedaling at the same time. But that's what it is. It's like a weave backpedal, right? But you're staying square. You're probably. Oh, I think I know what you're doing. I think I know what you're doing. It's probably more of like a shuffle. You're probably more shuffling instead of weaving. Okay. Raider, just send me a video of your weave. Send me a video so I can really look at it because it's hard to go off the just the comment. Send me a video on the Discord. Yeah, at the end of we were doing 1-on-1s with the wide receiver DBs. I'm going up against Cordell Jones. I don't know if you know him, but your main is all over him. I want to recruit him if I make a play on him. Yes, sir. That's it. That's it. That's what you got to do.
So check this one out. Looking at that.
All right. When the wide receiver leans, how much should I commit in case they do a double move? When the wide receiver leans. So if you're in phase with him and he's leaning into you, that means he's getting ready to break the opposite way, right? If he's still going vertical, if you're running and you're pedaling, right? You're pedaling and you see him leaning, but he's still going vertical. That means he's getting ready to break or either lean to square you up to break, right? So just stay square in your pedal, maintain your leverage, and just react to it, right? Don't try to anticipate him breaking and break there before he gets there, right? Just keep that in mind that, he's leaning. That means he's getting ready to break, right? Or he's getting ready to break the opposite way. Weave to the next drill. Yeah, so you're pushing off. Yeah. So you're pushing off your... So if I'm weaving to my left, I'm pushing off my right foot to move to my left, right? So I'm not going with my left to try to weave. It's pushing off my outside foot to weave to my right. To my left, sorry.
The middle field safety right here, okay? Good read steps. He's in his pedal. Now look at the quarterback.
Quarterback's looking over here. Boom. Right? Start weaving. Quarterback getting ready to throw.
Yeah, look at the quarterback.
Long arm action, feet is set.
His feet are set.
Getting ready to throw.
Arm comes off the ball. I should be gone.
That's a good rep. That's a good rep.
At the end of the day, all right, showing great range out the middle of the field. And I'm going to show you guys, all right, the main drills that we use, right, for this technique and being able to play red line to red line. Okay, same thing. Okay, I love the alignment. By this guy. Could be a little bit more knee bend pre-snap. Could be a little bit more knee bend pre-snap. Corporate demeanor.
A little high in his pedal.
Tempo in his pedal. All right. Cueing the quarterback. Okay. Being able to weave. And then obviously getting out of his break and going high point. Going to get at his highest point. And you got to coach that as well. Like, I'll show you guys some.
Yeah, let's try to get 100 likes on TikTok. 100 likes on TikTok.
Drills of again, just going up and high point in the
Spam the like button, right? Cousins.
Okay. Right here. Good alignment, good tempo in the pedal. Good tempo in the pedal. Quarterback's got his feet set. Arm comes off the ball. I should be out. I should be out of my break.
Go get it.
Again, this is great.
That's
great
a
job,
good rep.
Great range.
That's a good rep. Good range. Way to understand the formation. Way to understand the route concept. Right? Because a lot of young safeties, they would have seen this.
Going up and high point in the football.
Watch.
Right?
Watch this route right here up top. Watch this route right here up top. Right? He's the one that ran the deeper route. He's the one that ran that over route. This is the one he was talking about. A lot of safeties would have seen this over route and got ready to break on this one, and this would have been wide open. Right? So just watch it real quick.
Right here.
Boom.
Good alignment.
See that over route's coming right here.
Good tempo in the pedal. Quarterback's got his feet set. Quarterback's got to
Oh,
be
that's
set.
not even a
Arm
post
comes off
curl.
the ball, I should be out. I should be out of my break. Again, this is great. Great job. Great range.
Good.
Going up right there. Okay, couple more.
242. I appreciate y'all, cousin. Appreciate y'all. Keep spamming them likes. Appreciate it.
So right here. All right. Mills field safety's here. All right. Hard play action. Hard play action. Quarterback's got his feet set. Quarterback's got his feet set. Okay.
Get ready
so
to go. You see it.
Out.
You see it.
Great job by the midfield safety.
Good wrap. Way to see it. So sometimes, like I said, guys, there's going to be times where if you're playing middle of the field safety, you got to key your closest threats, right? This tight end is his closest threat, right? This tight end right here is his closest threat, right? That's the one that's closest to the formation, closest to him, right? So you got to key that as you're pedaling, right? So now they did play action. Somebody took off, was not looking at the where they needed to look at. Man's wide open. He's still getting, and this is important. That's why you got to have enough depth to see everything. He has enough depth, right, to see him, and read the QB. If you don't have enough depth, you're not going to be able to see the whole picture, right? So he does a good job getting enough depth to see everything. He realized, oh, snap, this dude is wide open. He got enough depth. Let me read the QB shoulders. Where's the shoulders going?
Field safety's here. All right, hard play action.
Boom. He's already ready to go.
Hard play action. Quarterback's got his feet set. Okay, so we know that ball is coming out. All right, great job by the midfield safety.
Go get it.
Closing,
Boom.
And obviously ended up making a great play right here on the PBU.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's all off the quarterback's intentions. If I see his feet are set and that arm comes off the ball, okay, I got to be out of my break at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right here. Check this one out. So this is the easy one. Okay, so right now the quarterback is looking where?
He's automatically looking
to our right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our right, his left the entire time, right? So this safety is able to go ahead. Again, he's working on the quarterback's intentions. Feet are set.
Go get it, brother.
All right, he's able to go get range. All right, and make a play right there.
What's good, Jay?
Okay.
What's good, cousin?
Last one right here. Okay, good job. Reed steps in his pedal.
Good. See it. Go get it.
Right, and then just the range out the middle. Okay, that's how it should look. Okay, so how do we drill it? Okay, one of our most common drills right here. So right now, the safety is 10 yards, all right, from the coach. It's 10 yards from the coach. You'll pedal them, and for the purpose of the drill, okay, so check out here, fellas. Right here, all right, we put a cone 15 yards back. This blue dash is 2 yards on top of the numbers. Okay, the blue dash, see these blue dashes? They're 2 yards on the top of the numbers. Okay, so we put them on the blue dash, and we put it.
Oh, you was at UGA? Got put a safe. Okay.
On both sides.
How'd you do?
For the safety. Okay?
How'd you do?
The reason for that is once he transitions out of his pedal and he broke in one way or the other, we want him to locate that cone. For one,
yes,
we want him to lose his eyes and then have to go back up and track the football.
Yep.
So it makes it a little bit more difficult for one, for the drill. Two, we do.
You gotta locate where the receiver is at, right? So you can take a good angle.
So whenever he comes out of his break, okay, he's got a high angle.
Yep.
Right, out of his break.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I've seen guys pedal and they break,
but they're breaking up
too flat.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you'll see this type of action.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta get depth.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get depth to go make a play down here. Okay, so that's what we don't want is a guy to pedal and then comes out of his break and his break is too flat.
Yep.
And then he has to do one of these. Oh, I gotta get more depth.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay? So that helps with both of those. Okay, so right here, we're 10 yards apart. We're in our pedal.
What's up?
He breaks off the quarterback.
What's up, Mom?
Okay, like I said, he'll lose his eyes. See how he locates that cone? So now it's making
good job locating.
Now he has to track the football. All right,
go high point it.
Football. He has to locate the football and go track it. But now his angle out of his break is at a higher angle.
Yep.
So that's it's at the angle that we want. Okay. So right here, pedal. He'll break off the quarterback. You see him lose his eyes. Locate that cone. And tell them take 3 to 4 steps before they get their eyes back.
1, 2, 3.
4 steps before they get their eyes back, and then go locate the football.
Absolutely.
And then go high point it.
Yep.
Okay, so this is one of our.
It's important we high point it, guys. It's very important. We do not. All right. That is weird. I didn't even touch it. That's crazy. How about now?
Drill. Is that saying?
Still tripping. What the hell is Kelly? I'm good now. All right, bet. Cool. All right, here we go. Let's get back to it.
Same drill. Fishtail pedal, and then again off the quarterback, lose his eyes, and then have to go up and high point it. Okay.
So when they're taking that fishtail, that's when they're getting that read step. They're reading run or pass. All right, they read pass, take that high angle, right? Get to the middle of the field, pedal, read the QB shoulders.
Right here.
Read it, react, go up and go get it.
Okay, so that's how it should look. All right, right there. Now, next part of the progression, we talk about no seams, no posts. Now we're talking conceptually as the middle field safety. I already know, okay, that there should not be a seam or a post completed.
Yep.
When
Absolutely.
we have a middle field safety, and I don't think that as an offensive coach that they would teach the quarterback to throw a post right with the middle field closed.
Say it again.
Seams you may get, especially if you're a team that plays match coverage to one side and zone and spot drop or zone coverage to the other side. Okay, you could get some of that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so right here.
Oof. Not get enough depth.
Talked about it here. Okay.
You got to know that the fast receiver over there
the
too.
big post, right, as the middle of the field safety. Right, pretty self-explanatory right there. Gotta get grass, right? Gotta get grass. Gotta get your pedal.
Chilling. That's it right there. See him? Watch him right here.
Okay.
Chilling right there.
Safety up top. Okay, look at him up top.
Hesitated. Don't hesitate. You gotta go. We gotta go, cousin.
Once you get your run pass key, get your read steps, you gotta go. You gotta go because we can't give up these. These are non-negotiables.
Non-negotiable.
Middle field closed defense.
Yep.
Okay, right here. This is another culprit. So watch the safety up top. Okay, for one. Okay,
alignment is wrong.
They may have had to disguise this game. I don't know, but what I do know is that he's got. If he's not gonna align at 15, we want to be at 15 yards worth of depth.
Yeah.
If he's not aligned at 15, like pre-snap, post-snap, he's got to go.
Yep.
Like he's got to go. This
no
ain't
chilling.
The tempo.
Nope.
This ain't the tempo right here because ends up being a post throw. That's a bang play, but this really should have been an interception.
Facts.
It should have been an interception.
Alignment. Stance, alignment. Stance and alignment is half the battle. You line up right, good stance, you set yourself up for success. Right? You have a bad stance or you're not aligned where you need to be on time, you're putting yourself in a bad situation. Right? And this is exactly what it is. If he would have lined up where he need to be, that would have been a pick. We've been going to the Baja, right?
Interception. Okay. Looking at one more poor example. Looking at one more poor example right here. Okay, watching the middle field safety.
Chilling, see? You're not being the QB.
Now, this actually isn't a bad reaction, all right? But what I would tell this guy.
Yep, because those are your closest threat. Yep, you read the number 2 receivers because those are your closest threat. And then you work off outside.
That's in the middle of the field. Is what? Stay what? Square.
Square.
Because just this right there, see how he's starting to open up?
Yep. And look at this.
Stay what?
He's pointing this way, but the receiver, let me bring my pen. His body's facing this way, but the QB shoulders is facing right here. Right? That's why it's important we stay square and weave, guys. Stay square and weave. Don't be trying to open up right away. Because now he's looking here. Shoulders is pointing here. Right? Now, just by that facing here, we have to take another step and get back square and then break. And that's wasted movement. And the NFL, their quarterbacks, they can fit the ball anywhere. Right? They can throw the ball any spot. Quarterbacks are talented in the league. Right? There we go.
Square. Because just this right there, see how he's starting to open up? It cost him about a half a step.
Yep. Look at his transition.
Now, right here.
Look at his transition. Look at how. Boom. Boom. See how he had to take another step at the same spot?
The field is what?
He had to square up right here. He had to get square.
Because just this right there, see how he's starting to open up? It cost him about a half a step.
Yep.
For where now, what was already a bang play.
Say it again.
Been either a PBU or an interception.
One more time, DJ.
That's the game that we're playing, right? That's the game that we're playing. This is a game of inches, right? And we got to understand that one little mistake like that from a technique standpoint could be the difference between an interception
Say it again.
and an explosive pass.
Yep.
Okay? Now, some good examples, right? Good examples. Watch the safety up top.
Still tripping. Oh, it's good now? All right.
Watch the safety up top. So right here, okay, good alignment. All right, he's weaving to the middle. He's cueing the quarterback. Quarterback is looking to his right.
I ain't gonna lie, it might be YouTube. Oh no, never mind. Somebody on TikTok said this mic was tripping. I don't know, but you said it's good now, right? So
he takes a great angle out of his pedal. All right, and he's able to go make a bang play.
I know he fell down
right here. Okay. Right here, the safety up top, right? No seams, no post. Right here,
no seams, no post.
Hit us on the big post.
Yep, he's on top of it. Go
Okay,
get it,
safety
cousin.
does a good job of staying deep.
Give me that.
And at the end of the day, going high point the football.
Yes, sir.
Which again, I'll show you one of the hot point drills that we work. Okay, but that's how it should look. Okay. The next coaching point, when you're back, right? When you're back, okay? Pretty self-explanatory again, but it's something that you gotta coach because things like this happen. So, you guys remember at the beginning when I said teams can do what? They can show shot formations, right? So, generally, or in the NFL, when you have 2 tight ends in the core, all right, all right, you're in the logo areas.
I'm undersized. Any tips to bulk up faster this summer? Eat hella protein, cousin. Protein, eat right, right? Your workout, whatever you're doing, make sure you're actually pushing yourself, pushing a little bit more weight, pushing yourself to get, lift a little bit more, but also making sure you're eating right, eating enough protein, eating more protein, right? Taking protein shakes, creatine. Another thing is you got to make sure that you don't want to get big enough. You don't want to get too big that you can't play DB anymore. A lot of people try to I need to get big. But next thing you know, they're all stiff. And now they can't really run. They can't really get out their breaks. They can't, you know what I'm saying? So you still want to be able to run. You still want to be able to be quick, fast, flip your hips, have good mobility. So I always tell guys, just naturally get bigger. Don't try to push yourself to get so big that you end up not playing DB anymore. They end up putting you at linebacker, right?
So we said the logo area is from the 40, which is right here, to this 40. All right. So right now, Arizona has the ball. They're in the logo area, which is a big-time shot area. Okay. They have 2 tight ends in the core.
Yep.
Okay. They should be on high alert, especially the middle field safety.
Can we get 300 likes on TikTok? 300 likes.
You should be on high alert that this is a shot formation. Okay, and the area of the field that we're on. Okay, so I have to know as a middle field safety, I could have a potential.
He's chilling. See, this is what I'm talking about. He's getting ready to break this. We got 3 people underneath it. He's getting ready to break.
A seam, a post, whatever it might be. So for this safety right here,
hesitation, man.
A over post concept. Okay.
That hesitation.
You gotta see how he gets hung up on the over.
Yep.
So he's no longer getting depth.
Yep.
And then they end up throwing the big post.
Boom.
All right, giving up an explosive play.
Yep.
Okay?
No problem,
So
Tyson. No problem, cousin.
All right. When you're back, you're what? When you're back, you're back.
You're back.
Period. When you're back, you're back. Okay. We shouldn't be jumping
Look
overs.
at him. Look.
Right
He's
here,
not even square. He's not even square. And it's crazy to me, right? And this is the thing, guys. This is the NFL, right? This is the NFL. This is the top of the top. And you got to understand, technique is always going to win, man. Athletic abilities can only take you so far. Technique is what's going to get you to another level. Everybody in NFL is fast. Everybody in NFL is strong. Everybody is quick, all that stuff. Not everybody is consistent with their technique. That's why the great DBs have great technique. And then the DBs that get cooked all the time or struggle have bad technique and they end up not playing for too long. Right? So you got to understand that, guys. Technique.
Okay.
No, he's
right
not.
Here.
What is he doing?
You got to get a pedal.
He can't even see this receiver.
Same concept we just saw from Arizona. It's over post.
And you're beat.
Over post. See how he's already opening up? He's already opened up here. Okay, so you get an over from here, and now he misses the deep post behind him. Again, explosive play.
Yep.
All right, I said it earlier. Okay, the quickest way to lose a game is to let the ball go over your head. Period. It's the quickest way to lose the game because you're not making the offense earn it.
Yep.
They didn't earn it because they have better players. They didn't earn it because they have better concepts. Okay, you spotting them points.
Yes.
Okay, whenever you don't play.
We talking the same language,
okay?
Coach.
Here's
We're talking the same
examples,
language.
right? Some good examples. Here's the middle field safety right here. Okay, great range out the middle. Okay, understanding when I'm back,
Yes,
right?
everything's
How
in
many
front
times
of
have we
him.
seen it where this over's coming here, all right, he starts to drive it, and then there's a big post.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great job right there, understanding when you're back, and then doing what?
High
Going high
point.
pointing.
Yep.
Right, going to attack the football at its highest point.
There you go, cousin.
Okay, which leads me into this right here. Okay, so this is one of the high point drills that we do. Okay, this is a drill that we work a lot towards like the end of the week. Like we'll always work those those middle field breaks, and they have to high point it then, but this is towards the end of the week because it keeps a lot of stress off the legs. Towards, like I said, towards the end of the week, closer to game day, right? But we'll just have that guy. He'll scooch. All right, he'll open to the middle, and we'll literally just throw him a hot ball, like a floater, okay? And he has to go in hot point. That's
Good drill.
it.
Good drill.
Like super easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on, Tay.
But it's effective. Like it teaches those guys to go up and go hot point it.
Yeah.
Go get it at its highest level, right? You gotta work it. You gotta work it. If you want to show up on game day, you gotta work it. Have them get one each. Have them
eyes before feet.
Have them get one each, going this way, all right, and then have them go this way. Again, keep
adding that drill. So any of my players that's in the live, expect this drill on Monday, cousin.
Keep some mileage off the legs, right? But it gets those guys some muscle memory and understand that it'll become second nature for those guys to now go up and high point the football and not just let it come down. Okay. Get on course. When we talk about get on course, we're talking about eyes before feet. Okay. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Taking the correct and direct angle to the ball out of your break. Taking the correct and direct angle, all right, to the ball out of your break. Okay. How many times have you guys seen it? All right, where a guy is in his back pedal, okay, and then he goes and breaks on the ball, and his eyes never transition to the target, okay, because he's looking at the quarterback the entire time.
Yep.
And when the ball is thrown,
he's out of position.
Okay, his trajectory is just way off.
Yep, all the time.
Take a look at this clip right here.
All the time.
So watch the middle.
He's chill. Oh well, he's at the goal line, so he can chill a little bit.
Okay, he's in the middle, but he never goes eyes before.
Nice. You got to see where he's looking at. Take a peek. He's looking at the quarterback the whole time.
So see how at the end he has to adjust his angle?
Yep.
See how at the end he adjusts his angle? So right now he's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He breaks and then ends up having to do this.
Yep.
Okay? Ends up having to do that. And again, that's the difference between an interception or PBU and in this case a touchdown.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay? So what he should do, all right, is I'm in my pedal, all right, I need to be able to locate the target because that's where the ball's going.
Yep.
All right? Locate the target so I can get my angle right.
Absolutely.
Once I've gotten my angle right, then I can get my eyes back and then I might go and pick this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to everybody.
Yep.
Okay? Take a look at this one. Again, the importance of eyes before feet. Now, this actually isn't a terrible clip, so watch the safety up top. This isn't a terrible clip. Let's see it from this angle. Okay? We see how his break, see how he routes his break?
Yep.
Okay? As soon as this ball is thrown, he's keying the quarterback, right? As soon as this ball is thrown,
he should have been
his
on.
eyes need to transition here. Because that'll put him on a sharper angle where now he can either go and pick it or it's more of a bang bang play.
Bang bang.
Okay? But if I stare at the quarterback the entire time out of my break, it's going to be hard for me to do what? At the end of the day, get on course.
Yep.
To get on course.
Yep.
So, with that being said, some good examples. So, watch the middle field safety here, number one. Okay? You want sharp angles out of the middle of the field. Sharp angles out the middle of the field. So, right here. He's in the middle. Okay? You see his break, see his eyes? Look at the middle field safety's eyes. After the quarterback has thrown the ball, his eyes transition to the target.
Yep.
Okay, he's not staring at the ball the entire time. Okay, I have to take a sharp angle to the ball. All right, and then at the end of the day, now it's a bang bang play. Okay, you're gonna make much more plays that way. All right, using this technique. So watch the middle field safety. He's thinking eyes before feet. Get on course. Okay, so right here, see his angle to the ball?
Good way to stay
As soon as
square
this ball
too.
is thrown, okay, he's got to locate the target because that's where the ball is going. That's going to help his angle out of his
Cover
break.
3 right here.
Okay? Right here. He's able to take a sharp angle to the ball and ends up getting a PBU.
There you go. There we go.
Last one right here. Check this one out.
Good.
Okay? Midfield safety's in his pedal.
Good break
Eyes transition to the target.
Boom. Good
and
finish.
Again, now my angle out of the middle is sharper.
Eyes, guys. Eyes. Train your eyes to find the target. Very important. It's going to help you make more plays, right? You know, you got to remember the ball is not going to us. It's going to the receiver. So once you get out your break, boom. You read your keys. Your quarterback's pointing this way. His shoulders are pointing this way. His arm is getting ready. The long arm action. Take a peek at where he's throwing. Break towards it. Drive to the receiver. Go make that play. Attack the ball at the highest point. All right. All right. So we got still about 15 more minutes. We are going to finish this stream tomorrow. We're going to make this part 2 since it's a 50-minute video. But make sure to like a last video that we just posted on IG and TikTok and on YouTube as a YouTube short. Check that video out. It's a catch technique drill. Very good drill. So check that out. Make sure to add that to your toolbox. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow us on all our platforms, IG, TikTok, Twitch. Sub to the YouTube channel. If you can, sub to your YouTube channel and watch all our videos. Drop a like on that and share with our lost cousins. And just keep supporting. I appreciate you guys. When college football comes out, I will be live streaming that thing, and we will create that dynasty again. And also, hopefully, they make the DBs a little bit better so we can have a road to glory DB. But appreciate y'all tuning in. That's the end of the stream. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's stream. I'm pretty much free tomorrow all day, so I'll probably go to the gym, get a workout in, to come back, and then, chill and then stream. So expect the stream to be around 2-3 my time, Arizona time, so West Coast time. But appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. The mic was good. It didn't act up again, did it? What's going on with my mic, bro? I didn't even touch it.